Yo guys, Andrew here at Verb. The Butterfly is the newest compact stroller release from Bugaboo. Before we get started on that, please hit that like button down there so that other parents can find this review. Now, I've tested a lot of similar options out there, including the Baby Zen Yo-Yo, Ergo Metro Plus, Colugo, a longtime favorite pick of mine, the Upper Menu. The tier rankings are always changing in my book, but as of now, I think the Butterfly really is in that top S tier territory, and it's kind of supplanted the Menu as my top pick of compact strollers for 2022. It is that good. Let's get into why. Leading off with the chassis, overall it's a very rigid and sturdy stroller compared to other options like Colugo because there are more spots with reinforced metal and thicker front and rear frames, and it weighs in at about 16 pounds, so slightly heavier than other compacts, but I will take an extra pound or two if it means that it won't feel like a loose, rickety stroller. And because it's a Bugaboo, people often ask, like, why are some strollers like way more expensive than others? It's because they're constructed with better materials. And with Bugaboo, there's a reduced chance of alignment issues, wobble, or breakages developing down the line. At the top, we've got our leather handlebar, which isn't height adjustable. Outside of the Metro Plus, you're really not seeing ultra compacts that can adjust height, but it does stand at about 40 inches, which is accommodating of most adults. Unless you're extremely tall though, this really shouldn't be an issue. For the fold, you're gonna press the button on the underside first to unlock it, and then the button at the front to engage the fold. This is a true one-handed open and fold, which is super convenient. I love that to open, there isn't a need to unlock the stroller first. The locks are housed internally and are engaged with a single button press. I have noticed though that the press can sometimes feel like it sticks or it won't open on that first try. Over time, I think that will kind of auto-correct itself, but the rigidity and that lack of give that you might feel initially kind of speaks to how strong the internal pieces are and how well made it is, so there actually is a good side to that. When folded, it does have a carry strap to sling over your shoulder. It kind of rides my pit a little bit, so I mostly just use the footrest that doubles as a handle for longer transports. Looking at a comparative view of the Menu V2, the Butterfly has a much more compact side profile, and it does meet IATA requirements, so it is ideal for travel and overhead bin storage. We're gonna be traveling with it to California later this year. Looking at the seat, this offers one of the largest seat backs in the category and really offers a lot of space and comfort for larger littles, and that's even comparing it to some other mid-size stroller seats. When you unbox a stroller, the seat liner actually comes detached. It's very easy to install and remove, but I do love that it can be taken off and cleaned as needed. The Recline is not a full recline, which I've heard a little bit of grumbling about, but really I think littles are gonna be able to rest in it comfortably just fine, even without that full lay flat capability. I do wanna say though that I appreciate the Recline mechanics itself, which don't feel as cheap and strappy, I guess you can say, as other options. I like that it has this locking lever, and getting the seat back up can be done with one hand rather than needing both hands to force it upward like with the Menu. Now, one thing that I noticed is that the straps don't really lay flat on the seat. Instead, they're always kind of in this ready and open position, being supported by the shoulder and hip padding, which makes it really easy to load without having to fish for the straps when your kid is already seated. Now, I do also want to note that you can use this for newborns because you can pick up additional adapters, which can accommodate infant car seats from Bugaboo, Kleck, Cybex, Maxi Cozy, and Nuna. Now, the materials throughout are very high quality, and that also includes the canopy, which is waterproof. It's a 4-panel canopy that can extend with a full mesh section for better airflow, and a loose front panel, which gives you that ability to fold it in if you want. Now, while it does offer great coverage, when it is extended with that mesh, that high noon sun can creep in, so you might not always want to keep that panel open. The last thing I want to hit on with the seat is the leg rest, which honestly I really wasn't feeling initially, but I get it now as it does double as both a footrest and a carrying handle. Despite its raw and thin, unpadded aesthetic, it actually is a really strong piece that's not cheaply made. The hinge where it adjusts, it doesn't feel flimsy, and the footwell functions as intended, even though, I get that many parents might find that one design choice a little bit odd. Moving down, we've got our wheels, which are about 4.7 inches at the front, about 5.7 inches at the back. Overall, it's a bit smaller than I would have liked, but the wheels themselves, they do have this raised middle rim, which is meant to slow down wear on the tire as a whole and reduces the drag factor while you push, so that's great. Despite its size, really happy with the wheel design overall. It technically has 4-wheel suspension and it's fine for its category, but really with compact strollers, I don't think you're trying to push them on too much gravel or going off-road with it. I mean, nor should you, really. For the most part, you're just sticking with smoother surfaces at stores or your basic streets and sidewalks. There might be some uneven paths here and there, and the suspension is fine for its category, really. But if your lifestyle is much more grass and gravel oriented, you might want to gravitate towards something larger with air-filled tires. When you engage the brake at the bottom, a pin comes out and locks into one of the wells built into the wheel. Pretty basic there. And because you're far enough back while you're driving, you never really have to worry about accidentally stepping on the brake mid-stroll. And to round it out, the basket. It's got an extended spring-loaded lip, which makes for easy access and has a healthy amount of space for small items and even some diaper bags. So this is more of a high-end stroller at $429, but it is still technically at a lower price point compared to one of its chief competitors in its tier. That's the Upper Menu V2. But as I mentioned at the top of this video, the Butterfly has kind of supplanted the Menu in my book as the best compact stroller of the year. That said, I still will be coming out with a review of the Menu V2 in a couple weeks because it's still an amazing stroller. Now, if you are curious right now, in my Civic, I've got the Cruise V2 and the Butterfly. They go side by side. They can actually both fit in there together, which is pretty cool. And then in our van, we have the Menu V2 and the Mockingbird. What? Or is it the Vista V2? One of those, either the Mockingbird or Vista, but 2 cars, in each car, a compact and a full size. That's currently where we're at. So that's all I've got for you guys. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button down there. Looks like a thumbs up. For more videos and reviews for young families, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video and come back for the next one. God bless. Later.